Every November, Belfast becomes a little slice of North America. The SSE Arena swaps out its usual Giants teal for the colours of Boston, Minnesota and the likes of New York. It's loud, it's fast, it's the Friendship Four, the only NCAA hockey tournament played outside of the United States. And now, a brand new edition, the Friendship Series, bringing women's NCAA hockey to Northern Ireland for the very first time. So whether you've been before, or you're still wondering what the letters NCAA stand for, here are 10 things to know about the NCAA and the Friendship Series in Belfast. The NCAA Explained. Let's start at the top. The NCAA, or the National Collegiate Athletic Association, is the organisation that runs college sports in the United States. Think of it as the Elite League, the NIHL, and the Department for Education all rolled into one, but with far more money and far more rules. Over 1,000 colleges compete across 3 divisions, and the NCAA governs everything from ice hockey to basketball, baseball, and even fencing. In short, if a university sport happens in America, the NCAA's got its fingerprints all over it. NCAA Division. Division I is where the big guns play, full scholarships, packed arenas, and players with real NHL ambitions. Division II and Division III, still competitive but smaller programs with fewer scholarships. The teams that come to Belfast each year, they're Division I, the very best of US college hockey. You're watching the stars of tomorrow before they start cashing in NHL checks. Path to the pros. College hockey isn't just a student sport, it's a talent factory. Over a third of the NHL players have NCAA experience. Names like Cal Macker, Jack Eichel and Jonathan Towers all went from campus life to the Stanley Cup. And the Friendship Four has been part of that conveyor belt also. Organisers say that around 45 players who've taken part in the Friendship Four have gone on to play in the NAHL. Not bad for a tournament that started less than a decade ago. A few familiar names: Connor Clifton, Quinnipiac to the Boston Bruins, Matt Benning, Northeastern, Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames, Zach Aston Reese, Northeastern University to Pittsburgh, Sam Lefferty, Brown University to Pittsburgh, Chicago and Toronto, and Adam Godet, Northeastern, Vancouver. So when you're watching the Friendship Four, remember that guy celebrating on the blue line might just be the next name on your NHL jersey. The Nil Revolution. For decades, NCAA athletes weren't allowed to make a penny, not even from selling their own shirts. Everything was meant to stay amateur, but that's all changed. Thanks to the new name, image and likeness rules, or NIL for short, college players can now earn from sponsorships, merch and social media. So don't be surprised if the next Friendship Four MVP has their own TikTok brand deal before the flight home. March Madness and the Frozen Four. The NCAA runs dozens of championships each year, the biggest being basketball's March Madness. But in hockey circles, it's all about the Frozen Four, the final 4 teams fighting for the national championship. It's high stakes, high drama, and for some players, Belfast is just one of the stops on the road to glory. Birth of the Friendship Four. In 2015, Belfast makes hockey history. 4 US college teams fly across the Atlantic to play the first ever NCAA tournament outside North America. In that first year, UMass Lowell lifted the inaugural Bell Pot Trophy after defeating Brown University and set the tone for what would become an annual event. In 2016, it was the Vermont Catamounts who took home the silverware, and the following year, Clarkson University's Golden Knights claimed the title. 2018 saw Union College beat Boston University, while Northeastern University celebrated in 2019. After a brief break during the pandemic years, the Quinnipiac Bobcats claimed the prize in 2022, with Boston University coming back to play in 2014, this time lifting the Bell Pot Trophy in front of a packed Belfast crowd. The aim was simple: bring a bit of Boston to Belfast and a bit of Belfast to Boston. It's named the Friendship Four, and nod to the partnership between the two cities, and the prize, the Bell Pot Trophy. That first weekend set the tone. Fast hockey, packed stands, and the kind of crowd energy that you just don't get anywhere else. Why Belfast? In short, because Belfast and Boston are sister cities. The whole idea was to strengthen cultural, business and sporting links, and what better way than through hockey. The event brings students, fans and families together on both sides of the Atlantic, and it's been a hit ever since. Hotels fill up, local kids get inspired, and for one weekend each year, Belfast becomes the college hockey capital of Europe. Tournament structure. The setup's simple: 4 teams, 2 semi-finals, 1 championship. Winner takes home the Belpot Trophy. And there's always a bit of crack in the crowd. Belfast Giants fans mixing with Americans who can't believe you can buy pints in the stands. You can't do that in most US arenas, by the way. Their loss. Legacy in the future. What started as a one-off idea in 2015 has grown into one of Belfast's best hockey traditions. The Friendship Four has brought some of the biggest names in US college hockey to the SSE arena. Teams like Harvard University, Dartmouth College, St Lawrence University, Brown, and even the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame have all made the trip across the Atlantic to battle for the Belpot Trophy. And for plenty of those players, the story doesn't end with the tournament does. In fact, the Friendship Four has quietly become a pipeline straight into the Elite League. Take Liam Morgan, for example. He helped Union College lift the Belpot in 2018, loved the Belfast experience, and a year later was skating in teal for the Belfast Giants. Matt Foley was similar, who lined up for Yale in the same 2018 tournament, and would later anchor the Giants' blue line in 2022. Miles Gendron played for the Yukon Huskies at the Friendship Four before making the leap to Belfast in 2023, and Ryan Smith, who has represented the University of Maine, is now part of the Giants' new wave. It's not just a coincidence, it's the Friendship Four doing exactly what it set out to do: build bridges. Players come here, students experience the Belfast crowd, the atmosphere, and the warmth of the fans, and some end up calling it home. The tournament's success has kept growing, with organisers already confirming Friendship Four weekends through 2026, 2027, and 2028. Each year brings new schools, new talent, and more fans discovering what Belfast hockey is all about. So from Boston College to Belfast, from student athletes to Elite League stars, the Friendship Four has become more than just an event. It's a living connection between two hockey worlds, and it's only getting bigger. The Friendship Series. And now the next chapter in Belfast's hockey story. The Friendship Series, the women's counterpart to the Friendship Four. While there's already been several outings here, it's all about to level up. It first popped up in 2019 as a 2-team series, Northeastern University versus Clarkson University, and showed what Belfast could do for women's college hockey. It returned again in 2020, Quebec University versus Merrimack College, and again in 2024 when Princeton University defeated Providence College over 2 games in Belfast. But here's the big one. In January 2026, the series will become a full 4-team tournament at the SSE Arena Belfast, featuring Boston University, Harvard University, Quinnipiac, and Minnesota Duluth. This isn't just a game weekend anymore, it's a proper tournament weekend for elite women's NCAA hockey outside of North America, and again, Belfast is leading the way. So there you have it, 10 things to know about the NCAA and the Friendship Series in Belfast. From student athletes to future pros, from Boston to Belfast, the events become something special and a reminder of just how far the sport can reach. Whether you're a die-hard Giants fan or just here for the atmosphere, it's one weekend that proves hockey really is the friendliest game on earth. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe, and leave us a comment below of your favourite Friendship Four memory. See you in the next one.